A leaked audio recording, a hushed conversation, words spoken in confidence thrust onto the world stage. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's unguarded statement sent shockwaves across the globe. "It's a real thing," he murmured, referring to President Trump's alleged plan to annex Canada. The revelation, captured on a hot mic, ignited a firestorm of controversy and speculation. The world held its breath. Could this be true? Could the United States, a beacon of democracy, harbor such ambitions? The very notion seemed preposterous, a relic of a bygone era of imperial expansion, yet the words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of uncertainty and fear. The setting was a private gathering of business leaders and labor representatives, a rare moment of candor amidst the carefully curated world of international diplomacy. Trudeau, engaged in conversation with a small group, let slip the startling revelation. He spoke of Trump's casual remarks, his offhand jokes about absorbing Canada as the 51st state. What began as whispers, dismissed as mere bluster, took on a new and unsettling significance. Trudeau's confirmation lent credence to the rumors, transforming them into a tangible threat. The implications were staggering. The potential ramifications, both political and economic, sent chills down the spines of Canadians and Americans alike. The news spread like wildfire. Headlines screamed, pundits pontificated, and social media erupted in a frenzy of speculation and debate. The world watched, captivated by the unfolding drama. The White House, however, remained characteristically tight-lipped. Denials were issued, but they lacked conviction, doing little to quell the growing unease. Meanwhile, Canadian officials grappled with the diplomatic fallout. How to respond to such a brazen, albeit unofficial, declaration of intent? The situation was unprecedented, a diplomatic minefield threatening to explode into a full-blown crisis. This wasn't the first time Trump had cast a covetous eye on Canada. His history was littered with provocative statements, off-the-cuff remarks that hinted at a deeper ambition. He had publicly mused about the economic benefits of absorbing Canada, citing trade imbalances and untapped resources. His words, often delivered with a characteristic mix of bravado and disdain, had long been a source of tension between the two countries. Many dismissed them as the ramblings of an attention-seeking narcissist. But others saw something more sinister, a calculated strategy to undermine Canadian sovereignty and assert American dominance. Annexation, a real threat or political posturing. The question on everyone's mind was whether Trump's annexation talk was a genuine threat or merely political theater. The stakes were high, and the implications of such a move could be far-reaching. For many, the idea of annexation seemed like a throwback to a bygone era, a relic of imperial ambitions that had no place in the modern world. Yet here it was, being discussed at the highest levels of government. Was he truly prepared to risk the economic and political fallout of such a move? The potential consequences were staggering. Economists warned of severe disruptions to trade and international relations. Political analysts speculated on the possible reactions from allies and adversaries alike. The uncertainty was palpable, and the world watched with bated breath. Or was it all a calculated ploy to distract from domestic woes and project an image of strength on the world stage? Experts were divided. Some believed it was a masterstroke of political strategy, designed to rally his base and shift the focus away from pressing issues at home. Others saw it as a dangerous gamble, one that could backfire spectacularly. Some argued that Trump's history of impulsive behavior and disregard for international norms made the threat all too real. They pointed to past actions and statements that seemed to defy conventional wisdom and diplomatic protocol. For these observers, the possibility of annexation was not just a rhetorical flourish, but a genuine risk. Others pointed to the logistical and legal hurdles, dismissing the idea as a fever dream. They highlighted the complex legal frameworks and international agreements that would make such a move nearly impossible to execute. The sheer scale of the undertaking, they argued, rendered it impractical and unlikely. A figment of Trump's overactive imagination. In the end, the debate raged on, with no clear consensus in sight. The world could only wait and see what the next move would be in this high-stakes game of political chess. Trudeau's calculated response and Canada's unease. Trudeau, faced with an unprecedented challenge, tread carefully. He avoided direct confrontation, choosing instead to emphasize the strength and independence of the Canadian spirit. His message was clear: Canada would not be bullied, coerced, or intimidated. His measured response did little to calm the nerves of Canadians, many of whom felt deeply unsettled by the incident. The very notion of their country, a proud nation with its own distinct identity and values, being swallowed up by its southern neighbor was anathema to them. A fractured relationship, the future of US-Canada diplomacy. The hot mic incident cast a long shadow over US-Canada relations. It was a moment that revealed the underlying tensions and unspoken grievances between the two neighboring nations. The incident, which quickly went viral, showed Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau making candid remarks about then-President Donald Trump. Remarks that were less than flattering. The trust, carefully cultivated over decades of cooperation and partnership, had been shaken to its core. The relationship between the US and Canada has always been one of mutual respect and shared values, but this incident brought to light the fragility of even the strongest alliances. The diplomatic fallout was immediate, with both sides scrambling to manage the public relations disaster. The incident served as a stark reminder of the fragility of international diplomacy and the volatile nature of the Trump presidency. Analysts and commentators were quick to weigh in, debating the long-term implications for US-Canada relations. Some argued that this was a minor blip in an otherwise strong relationship, while others saw it as a sign of deeper, more systemic issues. The road ahead seemed fraught with uncertainty. Would the two countries be able to move past this incident and restore their relationship to its former glory? Or would this be the beginning of a prolonged period of distrust and tension? The stakes were high, not just for the leaders involved, but for the citizens of both nations who rely on this partnership for economic stability and security. Could the two countries repair the damage and rebuild the bonds of friendship and mutual respect? History has shown that even the most strained relationships can be mended with time, effort, and a willingness to understand each other's perspectives. Diplomatic efforts would need to be redoubled, with both sides making concessions and showing a genuine commitment to moving forward. Or was this the beginning of a new era of distrust and animosity, a period marked by suspicion and a lack of cooperation? The political climate was already charged, and this incident only added fuel to the fire. Public opinion was divided, with some calling for a more cautious approach to international relations, while others demanded a return to the status quo. A harbinger of a future where might made right and international cooperation was a distant memory. The world watched closely as the US and Canada navigated this challenging period, hoping that cooler heads would prevail and that the spirit of diplomacy would ultimately triumph over discord. The future of US-Canada diplomacy hung in the balance, a testament to the complexities and challenges of maintaining international relationships in an ever-changing world. Echoes of history, learning from past territorial ambitions. The specter of territorial ambition has haunted human history since time immemorial. From the conquests of Alexander the Great to the imperial expansion of the British Empire, the desire for land and resources has been a driving force behind countless conflicts and wars. The United States, for all its pronouncements of freedom and democracy, is no stranger to this dark side of human nature. From the westward expansion that displaced and decimated Native American populations to the annexation of Hawaii, the nation's history is replete with examples of territorial acquisitiveness. Media sensationalism or a harbinger of conflict? As the dust settled, questions lingered. The incident had left an indelible mark on the public consciousness, sparking debates and discussions across various platforms. Analysts and commentators dissected every word, every gesture, trying to piece together the implications of what had transpired. Was it a mere slip of the tongue, an unfortunate accident that the media had blown out of proportion? Or was there a deeper, more sinister undertone to the words spoken, hinting at underlying tensions that had been simmering beneath the surface for years? Was the hot mic incident merely a case of media sensationalism, a storm in a teacup that would soon be forgotten? The media, always hungry for the next big story, had pounced on the incident with fervor. Headlines screamed of impending doom, talk shows buzzed with speculation, and social media was ablaze with opinions. Yet, amidst the cacophony, a few voices urged caution, reminding the public to look beyond the sensationalism and consider the broader context. Or did it represent something far more significant? a harbinger of deeper geopolitical tensions and a shift in the balance of power only time would tell. The world had seen such incidents before, moments that seemed trivial at first but later proved to be turning points in history. Could this be one of those moments? Experts weighed in, drawing parallels with past events, analyzing the potential fallout and speculating on the future trajectory of international relations. But one thing was certain: the incident had exposed the fragility of international norms and the unpredictable nature of global politics in the 21st century. In an era where information travels at the speed of light and public opinion can be swayed in an instant, the stakes had never been higher. The incident served as a wake-up call, a reminder that the world was still a volatile place, where a single misstep could have far-reaching consequences. It served as a stark reminder that even in an age of interconnectedness and globalization, the specter of conflict and the allure of power remain potent forces. Despite the advances in technology and communication, human nature had not changed. Ambition, rivalry, and the quest for dominance continued to drive nations and leaders. The incident was a testament to the enduring complexities of global politics, a landscape where alliances could shift and the balance of power could tilt with little warning. As the world watched and waited, the true impact of the incident remained to be seen, a story still unfolding in the annals of history. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.